Fear begins here. Welcome to Legend and Nightmare, and let the terror unfold. Subscribe. I'm a deer hunter. Been hunting these mountains for 30 years. My father taught me, his father taught him. We know these woods, know the patterns, know when to hunt, know when to stay home. But last December, I ignored the warnings, ignored the signs, ignored what the old-timers said about hunting during the first deep snow. The snow came early that year, 2 feet overnight, perfect tracking conditions, fresh powder, easy to spot deer movement, easy to follow trails. I called my hunting partner, Mark. We'd hunted together for 20 years. He was hesitant, said his grandmother had warned him, never hunt the first deep snow. Something wakes up, something hungry, something that's been waiting. I laughed, said that was superstition, old mountain folklore, nothing more. Stay close now, keep your eyes open, and if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button, because in these mountains, when winter comes, some things don't sleep, they hunt. We headed out at dawn. Temperature was 5 degrees, wind chill below zero, but we were prepared. Good gear, good equipment, good plan. We'd hunt the ridge, follow deer tracks, get our buck, get home before dark. Simple, safe, routine. The first tracks we found were perfect. Large buck, heavy, moving slowly, bedded down somewhere close. We followed, silent, careful, professional. The tracks led deeper into the forest, into areas we'd never hunted, into sections we'd always avoided, without discussing why, without questioning the instinct, just stayed away. After an hour, we found something strange. Another set of tracks, following the deer, same direction, same path, but not deer tracks, not bear, not mountain lion, not anything we recognized. Bipedal, 2 legs, but the stride was wrong. Too long, too wide. The feet were massive, twice the size of human feet. And the depth. These tracks sank deep. Whatever made them was heavy, very heavy. Mark said we should turn back. I agreed. This wasn't right, wasn't normal. We started heading back, following our own tracks. Then Mark stopped, pointed. Our tracks, the ones we'd just made, had another set following them. The same massive prints, following us, matching our path exactly. But these weren't there before. We'd checked, been careful, been aware. These were new, fresh, recent. Something was tracking us. Had been. For how long? We didn't know. We moved faster. Not running. Hunters don't run. But walking deliberately, purposefully, checking behind us. The tracks kept following, matching our pace, staying exactly 100 yards back. Just far enough to stay hidden, just close enough to keep pressure, to let us know. It was there, it was following, it was hunting. We reached a clearing, decided to set up, face whatever was following. We're armed, we're experienced, we can handle a predator. We waited, 15 minutes, 20, nothing, just wind, just cold, just silence. Then Mark grabbed my arm, pointed across the clearing, at the tree line. Something was standing there, partially hidden, watching us. It was tall, 8 feet maybe, covered in white, not fur, not hair. Something else, like frost, like ice crystals, growing from skin, moving slightly, shimmering. Its shape was humanoid, but wrong. Limbs too long, joints too many, head tilted at an angle that would break a human neck. And its eyes, even from that distance, I could see its eyes, pale blue, glowing, not reflecting, glowing, producing their own light. It didn't move, just stood, watching. We raised our rifles, aimed, ready to shoot. It tilted its head further, curious, amused maybe, like it knew our bullets wouldn't matter, knew we couldn't hurt it, knew we were already dead. We just didn't know it yet. Then it smiled. I swear to God, It smiled, a mouth too wide, too many teeth, all pointed, all sharp, all wrong, and it stepped forward, into the clearing, into full view. Each step crunched the snow, deep, heavy, deliberate. It was coming for us, slowly, confidently, like it had all the time in the world, like we had nowhere to go, like this was routine for it. We ran, dropped everything, rifles, packs, pride, just ran, crashing through snow, through brush, through forest. Behind us, we heard it, following, not running, walking, that same deliberate pace, that same heavy crunch, never speeding up, never slowing down, just following, inevitable, patient, eternal. I don't know how long we ran, felt like hours, probably 20 minutes. We reached the road, our truck, fumbled keys, started engine, drove fast, reckless, not caring, just escaping. I looked in the rearview mirror. It was standing at the tree line, watching us leave, still smiling, like it was letting us go. This time, like it could have taken us any time, but chose not to. Chose to let us run, chose to let us live, with the memory, with the knowledge, with the fear. We reported it to game wardens. They listened politely, said we probably saw a bear, standing upright, or a person, someone else hunting, wearing white camouflage. We didn't argue, didn't push, just left, knowing they wouldn't believe, knowing they'd never seen it, knowing they'd never hunted during the first deep snow. I called Mark's grandmother, told her what we'd seen. She wasn't surprised, said we were lucky, said the frozen walker usually doesn't let people leave, usually hunts them, runs them until they drop, until they freeze, until they become food. She said it wakes, every year, during the first deep snow, hunts for weeks, takes deer, takes elk, takes anything warm-blooded, anything moving, anything alive. The old Cherokee knew about it, called it different names, cold death, winter hunter, frost that walks. They had rules. Never hunt during first snow. Never follow strange tracks. Never look at the blue lights in the forest. Never engage. Never acknowledge. Never run. Because running triggers it, makes it chase, makes it hunt, makes it kill. We should have walked away. Slowly, calmly, respectfully. It might have let us pass, might have ignored us, might have continued hunting deer, but we ran, we triggered it, we became prey, and only luck saved us. Only chance, only the fact that it had already fed that morning, already killed, already eaten, so it let us go, marked us, remembered us, for next time. I haven't hunted since, can't, won't. Every time I see snow, I see those tracks, those massive prints, following, always following, and I see those eyes, those pale blue eyes, glowing in the darkness, watching, waiting, patient, because it knows where I live, knows where I sleep, knows I'll be back, eventually, someday, during a deep snow, during a winter hunt, during a moment of forgetting, of ignoring, of disbelieving, and when I do, when I return, when I step into those woods, it'll be there, waiting, watching, smiling, the frozen walker, the thing that hunts during first snow, the thing that followed us, the thing that let us live, once, only once, never twice. My wife and I rented a cabin for Christmas, remote location, eastern Kentucky, middle of nowhere, perfect for a quiet holiday, away from family, away from stress, away from everything. The listing showed a cozy place, wood stove, mountain views, recent renovations, good reviews, 4 stars, seemed perfect, seemed safe, seemed normal. We arrived December 23rd. The weather was clear, cold but manageable. The cabin was exactly as described, small, clean, well-maintained. The owner had left a note, welcome message, emergency numbers, Weather warning. A blizzard was coming. Christmas Eve. Expected to last through Christmas Day. We should stock up. Stay inside. Wait it out. Standard mountain weather advice. We weren't worried. We had supplies. Had firewood. Had each other. Perfect recipe for a romantic holiday. The snow started Christmas Eve afternoon. Light at first. Pretty. Peaceful. We made dinner. Started a fire. Settled in for a cozy evening. By 8 p.m., the snow was heavier. By 10 p.m., it was a full blizzard. Visibility, 0. Wind howling, the cabin shaking. We'd never seen anything like it. Never experienced a true mountain whiteout. It was terrifying, exciting, raw nature showing its power. Around midnight, the knocking started. 3 knocks on the front door. Loud, clear, distinct. I looked at my wife. She looked at me. Who would be out there in a blizzard, in the middle of nowhere? I went to the door, called out, asked who was there. No answer. Just wind, just snow, just silence. I opened the door. Nobody, nothing, just white. Complete whiteout. Visibility maybe 3 feet. Beyond that, nothing. Just snow, just darkness, just empty. I closed the door. Locked it, told my wife, probably just wind. Something blown against the door. Tree branch, ice chunk, something natural. She nodded, agreed. We went back to the fire. Tried to relax. 10 minutes later, 3 more knocks. Same rhythm, same volume, same location. Front door. I checked again. Same result. Nobody there. Nothing visible. Just whiteout. The knocking continued every 10 minutes. Exactly like clockwork. 3 knocks. Front door. All night. We stopped answering. Stopped checking. Just listened. Counted. Waited. By 3 a.m., we'd heard it 50 times. By 6 a.m., over 100. Always the same. Always 3 knocks. Always the front door. Never varying. Never stopping. Never explaining. Dawn came. The knocking stopped. The storm continued. We hadn't slept. Hadn't rested. Just sat, watching the door. Listening. Wondering. What was out there? Who was out there? Why were they knocking? What did they want? We had no answers. No theories. No comfort. Just fear. Just confusion. Just exhaustion. I decided to check outside. Daylight. Better visibility. Maybe 15 feet. Still snowing, but lighter. I opened the door. Stepped onto the porch. Looked around. Found tracks. Leading to the door. Coming from the woods. Fresh tracks. Human-shaped, but wrong. The feet were backwards. Toes pointing away from the door. Heels pointing toward it. Like someone had walked backwards. From the woods to the cabin. Knocked. Then walked backwards. Back to the woods. All night. Over and over. Backwards. Always backwards. I followed the tracks. Into the woods. Maybe 20 yards. They stopped. Just ended. Middle of the forest. No tree. No cliff. No explanation. Just stopped. Like whatever made them had vanished. Or flown. Or disappeared. Impossible. Illogical. Terrifying. I ran back to the cabin. Told my wife. She wanted to leave. Immediately. But we couldn't. The storm was still raging. Roads were impassable. We were trapped. Stuck with whatever was out there. Whatever was knocking. Whatever was walking backwards. Whatever wanted something from us. That afternoon, I found a journal. Hidden in a drawer. Previous guests. Entries going back years. All describing the same thing. The knocking. The whiteout. The backward tracks. Some entries were frantic. Terrified. Others were resigned. Accepting. A few were blank. Just names and dates. No entries. Like they'd started writing, then stopped, then never wrote again. The final entry was from last Christmas. A couple, Stayed through a blizzard, heard the knocking, found the tracks. Decided to wait it out, ignore it, survive until the storm passed. The entry ended mid-sentence. It's not knocking anymore. It's scratching on every window, every door, every wall, like it's trying to get in, like it's testing, searching, finding. We're going to then nothing. Blank pages. No conclusion, no resolution, no ending. I showed my wife. She was crying, said we needed to leave. Storm or no storm, we'd take our chances with the roads, with the weather, with anything except staying here. I agreed. We packed, fast, desperate, grabbed essentials, left everything else. We'd survive. We'd escape. We'd never come back. As we carried bags to the car, I looked at the woods, saw something standing between trees, barely visible through the snow, tall, thin, wrong proportions, wearing white, or made of white, or was white, watching us, not moving, not hiding, just watching, like it was deciding, allowing, permitting. Our departure we drove. The roads were terrible, barely visible, nearly impassable, but we made it. Took 6 hours to go 30 miles, but we escaped. We survived. We left. That night, safe in a hotel, we researched the cabin, found news articles, missing persons, 3 couples, over 10 years. All vanished from that cabin, all during Christmas, all during blizzards, all during whiteouts. Bodies never found. Cabins always clean. No signs of struggle. No evidence. No answers. Just empty cabins. And entries in journals. Entries that stop mid-sentence, stop mid-thought, stop mid-horror. The cabin is still listed, still rented, still booking guests. 4 stars. Good reviews. From people who stayed during clear weather, during normal conditions, during safe times. But check the calendar. Check the dates. Nobody books Christmas. Nobody stays during storms. Nobody risks white because mountain people know. Local people know. The cabin owner knows. Something lives in that forest. Something that walks backwards. Something that knocks. Something that waits for what? For isolation. For trapped guests. For victims who can't escape. Can't run. Can't see. Can't survive. The backward walker. The whiteout hunter. The thing that knocks 3 times. All night. Every night. During every storm. Forever. I'm a search and rescue volunteer. Volunteer for 12 years. Eastern Tennessee. We get calls every winter. Hikers lost. Skiers injured. Hunters overdue. Standard mountain emergencies. I've seen a lot. Saved a lot. Lost a few. It's rewarding work. Hard work. Important work. Until last January. Until the ice hollow call. Until I found something that shouldn't exist. Something that's still out there. Something that's still waiting. A family of 4 went hiking. Parents, 2 kids, experienced outdoors people, well-equipped, filed a route plan, did everything right. Should have returned by nightfall. Then we got the call at midnight. Launched search at dawn. Weather was clear. Temperature 10 degrees. Perfect tracking conditions. We'd find them. Bring them home. Standard recovery. Nothing complicated. We found their trail. Easy to follow. Lead deeper into a valley. Steep sides. Creek at the bottom. Dense forest. The trail descended. We followed. Calling out. Listening. Searching. The valley got narrower. Darker. Colder. Much colder. Temperature dropped 20 degrees. In minutes. No explanation. No weather change. Just sudden. Dramatic. Impossible cold. Then we saw it. The hollow. Small valley. Maybe quarter mile across. Completely frozen. Not just ice on the ground. Everything. Trees. Rocks. Creek. Air. Everything was covered in thick ice. Crystalline. Clear. Beautiful. Deadly. and in the center, the family, frozen, standing mid-stride, like they'd been flash frozen, instantly, completely, permanently. We approached carefully. The ice was thick, stable, but wrong. So wrong, it wasn't normal ice. It glowed, faintly, blue light, pulsing, like it was alive, like it was breathing, like it was watching. My team leader told us to back away. Something wasn't right, wasn't natural, wasn't safe. We needed to leave, get help, get experts, get answers. But one of our team, young guy, new volunteer, he stepped closer, wanted to check the bodies, wanted to confirm death, wanted to do his job. He touched the ice, near the father's leg, just touched. For 1 second, the ice spread, fast up his arm, across his chest, covering him, consuming him. In seconds, he was frozen, standing, eyes wide, mouth open, mid-scream, trapped, just like the family, just like everyone else. Everyone else. We looked around. More bodies, dozens, scattered throughout the hollow, all frozen, all standing, all positioned in mid-movement, some recent, some ancient. We could tell by clothing, modern hikers, Civil War soldiers, pioneer families, Native Americans, all frozen, all trapped, all displayed like statues in a museum of death, a gallery of victims, a collection spanning centuries. We ran, climbed out of the hollow, fast, desperate, not looking back. Behind us, we heard it, a sound, like cracking, like breaking, like something moving, through ice, through frozen air, through frozen time, getting closer, hunting, chasing, claiming we reached the ridge. Looked back. The hollow was changing. The ice was spreading, climbing, growing, moving toward us, slowly, inexorably, consuming trees, consuming rocks, consuming ground, creating more frozen space, more gallery, more museum, for more victims, more bodies, more displays. We marked the location, reported everything. Park Service responded, sent teams, scientists, rangers, experts. They entered the hollow. Some came back, some didn't. Those who returned said the same thing. The ice can't be melted, can't be chipped, can't be broken. It's not normal ice. It's something else. Something that exists outside normal physics, outside normal temperature, outside normal reality. They sealed the area, posted warnings, closed trails, built barriers, but every winter, it grows. The hollow expands, the ice spreads, more forest, more terrain, more space, consuming everything, claiming everything, freezing everything, waiting for more visitors, more hikers, more victims, more additions to the collection. I researched, found old records, Cherokee legends, stories about the ice hollow, a cursed place, where winter lives, where cold originates, where something ancient sleeps, or watches, or hunts. They said it started small, single tree, single patch, centuries ago, been growing ever since, growing slowly, patiently, inevitably, one victim at a time, one freezing at a time, one addition at a time. The old stories said it's alive, the ice itself, conscious, intelligent, hungry. It collects, it preserves, it displays like a collector, like a curator, like an artist, creating a gallery of frozen moments, of captured life, of permanent death. And it's not done, won't be done, can't be done, until everything is frozen, until everything is collected, until everything is displayed in the ice hollow, the place where winter never ends, where cold never fades, where victims never thaw, never decay, never rest, just stand, forever, frozen, perfect, eternal, part of the collection, part of the gallery, part of the museum, that grows, that spreads, that claims, one hiker at a time, one family at a time, one search team at a time, until the mountains are frozen, until the valleys are frozen, until everything, everyone, everywhere is ice. I work for the Forest Service, maintenance crew. We clear trails, repair bridges, maintain facilities, routine work, peaceful work, good work, until last March, until the thaw, until we found what the ice had been keeping frozen, what the ice had been keeping contained, what the ice had been keeping from us. It was an early spring, warm, unseasonable, ice melting fast, rivers running high, creeks flooding, normal spring conditions. We were checking a remote area, looking for washouts, for damage, for problems. That's when we found the cave, exposed by melting ice, hidden for years, maybe decades, maybe longer, just revealed, just opened, just accessible. The entrance was narrow, dark, cold, air flowing out, like exhalation, like breathing, like something inside was alive, was aware, was waking. My supervisor said we should document it, mark location, report to specialists. Standard procedure. Don't enter, don't investigate, don't disturb. But my coworker, curious guy, ambitious, wanted recognition, wanted discovery, wanted credit. He went in. He was gone 2 minutes. Came out running, screaming, saying we needed to leave, needed to seal the cave, needed to tell everyone about what's inside, about what's waking, about what's been sleeping, frozen, waiting for the ice to melt, for spring to come, for release. We tried to calm him, asked what he saw. He couldn't explain, couldn't describe, just kept saying, things, frozen things, not dead, not alive, something between, something waiting, something that moved. When he turned his back, when his light passed, when he wasn't looking directly, they moved. All of them, closer, surrounding, trapping. He ran, barely escaped, barely survived, barely made it out. We reported it. Rangers arrived, scientists, specialists. They entered the cave, documented everything, took photos, took samples, took measurements, found bodies, dozens, various ages, various species, humans, animals, things that weren't either, all frozen, all preserved, all arranged deliberately, in patterns, in circles, in configurations that suggested ritual, suggested ceremony, suggested purpose. The scientists said the bodies were ancient, thousands of years old, perfectly preserved, by ice, by cold, by conditions that shouldn't exist at this elevation, at this latitude, in this climate. The cave was wrong, impossible, existing outside normal geology, outside normal physics, outside normal explanation. And the bodies, they weren't just preserved, they were positioned, deliberately, carefully, by something, by someone, for something, for some purpose. Then the thaw accelerated. The ice in the cave melted, fast, faster than outside, like something was generating heat, like something was warming, like something was waking. The scientists evacuated, said they'd return when conditions stabilized, when it was safe, when they understood, but they never did, never came back, never explained, just sealed the cave, posted warnings, closed the area, permanently. 2 days later, the reports started. Hikers seeing things, moving between trees, at night, tall figures, pale, silent, following trails, following people, following scent. The sightings increased, every night, more figures, more movement, more activity, all in the area near the cave, all moving outward, spreading, searching, hunting. Then disappearances, 3 hikers, gone. No trace, no trail, no evidence, just vanished. Search teams found nothing except tracks. Same tracks everywhere. Barefoot, human-shaped, but wrong. Too long, too narrow, too cold. The tracks felt cold. Even hours old, even in sunshine, they radiated cold. Like whatever made them was frozen, still frozen, despite walking, despite living, despite hunting. I went back to the cave, against orders, against common sense, against survival instinct. I needed to know, needed to understand, needed to see. The entrance was open, ice completely gone, warm air flowing out, like fever breath, like infection, like disease. I entered. The cave was empty, bodies gone, circles empty, patterns broken. Everything that had been frozen, everything that had been sleeping, everything that had been waiting was gone, released, free, hunting. On the cave wall, markings, drawings, ancient, showing the ritual, showing the purpose, showing why they were frozen. They weren't victims. They weren't dead. They were prisoners, sealed away by people who knew, who understood, who feared, sealed in ice, because ice stopped them, contained them, kept them dormant until the thaw, until spring, until release. The drawings showed what they were, not human, not animal, something else, something that hunts warmth, hunts life, hunts body heat. They feed on it, drain it, consume it, leaving frozen corpses, leaving ice sculptures, leaving victims who died of hypothermia, in summer, in sunshine, in impossible conditions. Because these things, these frozen hunters, they take heat, take life, take warmth, and leave only cold, only ice, only death. The disappearances continue, every spring, every year. More victims, more frozen bodies, more unexplained deaths. The things from the cave, the frozen ones, the thaw hunters. They're out there, spreading, multiplying, growing. Each victim becomes one of them. Each death adds to their numbers. Each freeze creates another hunter, another frozen thing, another creature that shouldn't exist, shouldn't live, shouldn't hunt, but does, in mountains, in forests, in shadows, where warmth is rare, where cold dominates, where winter never truly ends, because they bring it with them, carry it, spread it, the eternal cold, the frozen death, the thaw that released them and doomed us all. My grandfather died last winter, 93 years old, lived his whole life in the mountains, western North Carolina. Same house, same land, same views. He'd seen everything these mountains could show, every season, every storm, every phenomenon, or so I thought, until I read his journal, until I learned about the lights, until I understood why he never went outside after dark, during winter, during snow, during storms. The journal was hidden in his attic, locked box, no key visible. I broke it open. Inside, decades of entries, all about the same thing, the winter lights, strange phenomena, appearing during snowstorms, floating through the forest, beautiful, mesmerizing, deadly. He'd seen them first as a boy, during a blizzard, 1947. He was 10 years old. His entry described lights, floating, dancing, moving between trees, colors he couldn't describe, colors that shouldn't exist. Beautiful, captivating, irresistible. He'd wanted to follow them, wanted to touch them, wanted to understand. His grandmother had stopped him, grabbed him, held him, told him never follow the winter lights, never go toward them, never look directly. They weren't natural, weren't aurora, weren't anything explainable. They were something else, something that came with the snow, something that hunted, something that took. His grandmother told him stories from her grandmother, going back generations, the winter lights had always been there, always appeared during storms, always called to people, always took those who followed. Took them where? Nobody knew. The people never came back, never returned, never explained, just vanished, walking toward the lights, walking into the storm, walking into nothing. My grandfather documented every appearance, every winter, every storm. Sometimes they came, sometimes they didn't. No pattern, no prediction, no warning, just appeared, floated, called, waited, testing, tempting, luring. He'd see them through windows, dancing in the forest, moving between trees, getting closer each year, each decade, each appearance, like they were patient, like they were persistent, like they knew. Eventually, someone would follow, someone would answer, someone would come. I didn't believe it, thought he'd been senile, confused, mistaken. Natural phenomena, ball lightning, aurora, reflection off ice, something scientific, something explainable, something rational. Then last week, first major snowstorm of the season, I was at his house, settling the estate, alone. Night. The lights appeared. They were exactly as he'd described, floating, dancing, colors that hurt to look at, colors that didn't match anything, colors that seemed alive, aware, intelligent. They moved deliberately, purposefully, closer to the house, closer to the windows, closer to me, and I felt it. The pull, the desire, the need to go outside, to follow, to join. It was overwhelming, irresistible, consuming. I started walking, toward the door, toward the porch, toward the lights, not deciding, not choosing, just moving, compelled, controlled, commanded. My hand reached for the doorknob, turned it, opened the door. Cold air rushed in, snow swirled. The lights brightened, excited, eager, hungry. They'd waited, for decades, for my grandfather to die, for new prey. For me then, I saw it, on the door frame. Carved symbols, old, weathered, protective. My grandfather had carved them, years ago, decades ago, after that first sighting, after his grandmother's warning. Protection, barrier, ward, against the lights, against the pull, against the taking. The symbols flared, briefly, faintly, enough. The compulsion broke. I slammed the door, locked it, collapsed, shaking, crying, terrified, understanding. The lights stayed all night, pressing against windows, testing doors, searching for entry, searching for weakness, searching for me. They knew I was inside, knew I was alone, knew I was vulnerable, but the symbols held. The protection worked. The barrier remained. Dawn came. They vanished, faded with the storm, gone, waiting for the next time, for the next storm, for the next opportunity. I found more journals in the attic from previous owners, previous families, all documenting the same thing. The winter lights, the pull, the disappearances, going back centuries. The house had always been protected, always warded, always defended, because it sits in their path, in their territory, in their hunting ground. Every family that lived here learned to stay inside, learned to resist, learned to survive, or they vanished, walked out during storms, followed the lights, never returned. I researched, found old records, missing persons, dozens, all during winter, all during storms, all in the same area, all walking away from homes, from shelters, from safety, walking into blizzards, following something, seeing something, drawn by something. The winter lights, the storm callers, the snow hunters. They take every winter, every storm, every year. More victims, more followers, more people who couldn't resist, couldn't refuse, couldn't survive. I still owned the house. Can't sell it. Can't explain why. Can't warn buyers about lights, about compulsion, about danger. They'd think I'm crazy, think I'm lying, think I'm sabotaging the sale. So I keep it. Visit occasionally. Maintain the wards. Maintain the symbols. Maintain the protection. Because the lights are still there, still waiting, still hunting. And every winter, every storm, they try, they test, they call, hoping the wards fail, hoping the symbols fade, hoping someone forgets, follows, falls into their embrace, into their light, into their eternity, where the taken go, where the followers end, where the lights lead. Nobody knows, nobody returns, nobody tells, just empty trails in snow, leading into forest, leading into darkness, leading into nothing, where the winter lights dance, where they wait, where they hunt forever. I'm a real estate agent, specialize in mountain properties. Been doing this 15 years. Seen hundreds of cabins, sold most of them, but there's one property I'll never list again. One cabin I'll never show. One place I'll never return to. Because what happened there, what I saw there, what tried to keep me there, still haunts me, still follows me, still calls to me. Every winter, every snowfall, every cold night. The cabin was gorgeous, remote, eastern Tennessee. 3 bedrooms, stone fireplace, mountain views. Perfect condition, almost too perfect. Like nobody had ever lived there. Like it had been waiting, preserved, ready. The owner was elderly, wanted to sell. Moving to assisted living, gave me the keys, gave me the code, gave me one warning. Don't stay after dark. Don't light the fireplace. Don't sleep there, especially during winter, especially during snow, especially alone. I thanked him, didn't ask why, assumed old person superstitions, mountain folklore, nothing serious. I scheduled a showing for a client, wealthy couple, looking for winter retreat, perfect buyer, perfect property, perfect opportunity. We arranged to meet there, afternoon, mid-December. I'd arrive early, open up, prepare, professional service, professional sale, professional commission. I arrived at noon, temperature dropping, snow starting, light at first, pretty. I entered the cabin, cold inside, colder than outside, strange, unsettling. I checked the thermostat, off. I turned it on, nothing, no heat, no response, no function, broken. I checked the fireplace, wood already stacked, ready to burn, perfect kindling, perfect arrangement, perfect fire, against my better judgment, against the warning, against the instinct. I lit it. The fire caught immediately, burned bright, burned hot, burned wrong. The flames were blue, not orange, not red, blue, like gas flames, like chemical fire, like something unnatural. And the heat, it didn't spread, didn't warm the room, just stayed contained, stayed in the fireplace, like it was being held, like it was being trapped, like it was being used for something else, for some other purpose. The snow increased, heavy now, blizzard conditions. My phone rang, the clients, canceling, weather too bad, roads too dangerous. They'd reschedule. I agreed, said I'd lock up, leave, head home, but my car wouldn't start. Battery dead, engine frozen, something wrong. I was stuck, trapped, alone, in a cabin I'd been warned about, during conditions I'd been warned against, with a fire I shouldn't have lit. The sun set, darkness came fast, complete total, no moon, no stars, just snow, just wind, just night, and the cabin changed. The temperature dropped further, my breath visible, frost forming on windows, ice creeping across walls. Despite the fire, despite the flames, despite the burning, the cold was winning, was advancing, was claiming. I heard her footsteps upstairs, slow, deliberate, heavy, walking from room to room, stopping at each door, at each window, at each corner, then descending down the stairs, one step at a time, patient, inevitable, coming for me, coming to meet me, coming to claim me. She appeared at the bottom of the stairs, old woman, ancient, dressed in white, or made of white, or was white, covered in frost, in ice, in snow. Her skin was pale, translucent, showing veins, showing bones, showing nothing where organs should be. She was hollow, empty, vessel, for something else, for winter itself, for the cold made manifest. She smiled, teeth like icicles, eyes like frozen lakes, voice like wind. She spoke, thanked me for coming, for lighting the fire, for staying. She'd been waiting, so long, so cold, so alone, needed warmth, needed life, needed me. The fire wasn't for heating, was for summoning, was for calling, was for bringing her from wherever she'd been, from wherever she'd been, from wherever winter kept her, between snowfalls, between storms, between victims. She said I could leave if I wanted, if I could, if the storm allowed, or I could stay, be warm, be safe, be hers, forever, part of the cabin, part of the cold, part of her collection. Others had stayed, others had chosen, others were here, still, always, forever. She gestured, to the walls, to the floors, to the ceiling. Faces appeared, pressed against wood, pressed against stone, pressed against reality, trying to escape, trying to scream, trying to warn, but trapped, frozen, claimed. I ran to the door, locked, to the windows, frozen shut, to the back door, blocked, trapped, everywhere, trapped. She laughed, said I'd chosen, by lighting the fire, by staying after dark, by being alone. The cabin was hers, I was hers, winter was hers, and she collected, preserved, kept, everyone who came, everyone who stayed, everyone who lit the fire, forever. I grabbed my phone, called 911, no signal, called my office, no signal, called anyone, nothing, cut off, isolated, claimed. She approached, arms extended, fingers like ice, touch like death. I backed away, knocked over the fire tools, grabbed the poker, metal, cold, heavy. I swung, connected. She shattered like ice sculpture, like frozen glass, like winter dream. Pieces everywhere, melting, evaporating, gone. The door unlocked. I ran, into the storm, into the snow, into the night, found my car. Started, impossibly, drove, fast, reckless, disparity away, away, away. Reached town, reached safety, reached warmth, but I'll never be warm again, never be safe again, never be free again, because every winter, every snow, every cold night, I hear her, calling, promising, claiming, the snow witch, the winter woman, the cold keeper, still in that cabin, still waiting, still collecting, for the next fire, the next visitor, the next victim, the next person who doesn't listen, doesn't believe, doesn't survive. The cabin is still listed, still available, still waiting, for you. I'm a meteorologist, local news station, Western Virginia. I forecast weather, study patterns, predict storms. It's science, data, probability, nothing mysterious, nothing supernatural. Until this year, until I found the pattern, until I understood what's coming, what's been coming, what arrives with the final snow. I was researching historical weather data, going back decades, centuries, when possible, looking for patterns, for cycles, for predictions. That's when I noticed, every 77 years, exactly, a particular storm, worse than others, longer, colder, deadlier, different somehow, not just weather, something more, something worse, something that changed things permanently. The most recent was 1947, blizzard, record snowfall, temperatures below zero, 4 weeks, dozens died, hundreds missing, entire communities disappeared, labeled as natural disaster, blamed on extreme weather. But reading the accounts, reading the reports, reading between lines, something else happened, something unexplained, something covered up. Survivors described things in the storm, moving, hunting, taking people, not animals, not humans, something else, tall figures, made of snow, walking, thinking, killing. Authorities dismissed it, stress, hypothermia, hallucinations, but too many people, too many accounts, too many similar descriptions. They saw something real, something that came with the storm, something that left with the storm, taking people, taking lives, taking something. I went back further, 1870, same pattern, same storm, same disappearances, same accounts, snow creatures, walking dead, winter demons, different names, same entity, same event, same horror. Before that, 1793, worse. Native American accounts, winter spirits, cold gods, death walkers, always the same, always every 77 years, always the final snow. I did the math, 1947 plus 70, 2024. This year, this winter, this season, the final snow is coming soon, coming this month. And nobody knows, nobody believes, nobody prepares, because it's been forgotten, dismissed, labeled as myth, as legend, as impossible. But the pattern is there. The data is clear. The storm is coming, and with it, something else, something ancient, something hungry, something that wakes every 77 years, feeds, then sleeps, until the next cycle, the next storm, the next final snow. I tried warning people, officials, authorities, media. Nobody listened. Thought I was crazy, thought I was stressed, thought I was making it up. They pointed to models, to forecasts, to science. Nothing unusual predicted. Normal winter, normal temperatures, normal snowfall. Nothing to worry about, nothing to fear, nothing to prepare for. But they're wrong. The storm doesn't show in models, doesn't follow patterns, doesn't obey science. It just comes when it's time, when the cycle completes, when 77 years pass. Last week, first signs. Temperature dropped, suddenly, dramatically, 20 degrees in an hour. No system, no front, no explanation. Just cold, unnatural cold. Then the sky changed color. Gray, but wrong gray. Alive somehow, moving, breathing, waiting. And the birds, all gone. Every bird, every animal fled, migrated, disappeared. They know, they remember. They survive by leaving, by running, by hiding, while we stay, while we ignore, while we die yesterday. First, flakes, light, pretty, normal, but touching them, they burned. Cold burn, frost burn, instant. My skin blistered. My hand went numb for hours. From one flake, one touch, one moment. The snow is wrong, changed, weaponized. Part of it, part of them, part of what's coming. Tonight, it begins. The final snow. I can feel it. Everyone can. Those who are sensitive, those who listen, those who believe. The pressure, the weight, the presence of something massive, something ancient, something waking, coming down from wherever it sleeps, wherever it waits, wherever winter keeps it, between cycles, between storms, between feedings. I'm documenting this, recording everything. If I survive, if anyone survives, they need to know, need to understand, need to prepare for next time, for 77 years from now, for 2101, when the cycle repeats, when the final snow returns, when winter comes alive. Again, the storm is here, snow falling, heavy, thick, not natural, not right, and in it, shapes, moving, walking, getting closer. They're tall, made of snow and ice and cold itself. They walk deliberately, purposefully. Hunting each one takes a person, drains them, consumes their heat, their life, their essence, leaves frozen corpses, empty shells, ice sculptures, then moves to the next, and the next, and the next, until the storm ends, until the cycle completes, until winter sleeps. For 77 more years, they're at my door, scratching, testing, knowing I'm inside, knowing I know, knowing I understand. Maybe that's why they want me, why they're here, why they're focused, because I figured it out, because I warned, because I tried, but failed. Failed to convince, failed to save, failed to stop. What can't be stopped, can't be prevented, can't be escaped. The final snow, the 77-year storm, the winter that hunts, that kills, that claims. Everyone who stays, everyone who ignores, everyone who doesn't believe in things that shouldn't exist, in storms that don't follow science, in winters that never end. The door is breaking, the window is cracking, the cold is entering. They're coming, they're here, there. I work for the Forest Service, maintenance crew. We clear trails, repair bridges, maintain facilities, routine work, peaceful work, good work, until last March, until the thaw, until we found what the ice had been keeping frozen, what the ice had been keeping contained, what the ice had been keeping from us. It was an early spring, warm, unseasonable, ice melting fast, rivers running high, creeks flooding, normal spring conditions. We were checking a remote area, looking for washouts, for damage, for problems. That's when we found the cave, exposed by melting ice, hidden for years, maybe decades, maybe longer, just revealed, just opened, just accessible. The entrance was narrow, dark, cold air flowing out, like exhalation, like breathing, like something inside was alive, was aware, was waking. My supervisor said we should document it. Mark location, report to specialists. Standard procedure, don't enter, don't investigate, don't disturb. But my coworker, curious guy, ambitious, wanted recognition, wanted discovery, wanted credit. He went in. He was gone 2 minutes. Came out running, screaming, saying we needed to leave, needed to seal the cave, needed to tell everyone about what's inside, about what's waking, about what's been sleeping, frozen, waiting for the ice to melt, for spring to come, for release. We tried to calm him, asked what he saw. He couldn't explain, couldn't describe, just kept saying things, frozen things, not dead, not alive, something between, something waiting, something that moved. When he turned his back, when his light passed, when he wasn't looking directly, they moved. All of them, closer, surrounding, trapping. He ran, barely escaped, barely survived, barely made it out. We reported it. Rangers arrived, scientists, specialists. They entered the cave, documented everything, took photos, took samples, took measurements, found bodies, dozens, various ages, various species, humans, animals, things that weren't either. all frozen, all preserved, all arranged deliberately in patterns, in circles, in configurations that suggested ritual, suggested ceremony, suggested purpose. The scientists said the bodies were ancient, thousands of years old, perfectly preserved by ice, by cold, by conditions that shouldn't exist at this elevation, at this latitude, in this climate. The cave was wrong, impossible, existing outside normal geology, outside normal physics, outside normal explanation. And the bodies, they weren't just preserved, they were positioned, deliberately, carefully, by something, by someone, for something, for some purpose. Then the thaw accelerated. The ice in the cave melted, fast, faster than outside, like something was generating heat, like something was warming, like something was waking. The scientists evacuated, said they'd return when conditions stabilized, when it was safe, when they understood. But they never did, never came back, never explained, just sealed the cave, posted warnings, closed the area, permanently. 2 days later, the reports started. Hikers seeing things, moving between trees, at night. Tall figures, pale, silent, following trails, following people, following scent. The sightings increased. Every night, more figures, more movement, more activity. All in the area near the cave, all moving outward, spreading, searching, hunting, then disappearances. 3 hikers, gone, no trace, no trail, no evidence, just vanished. Search teams found nothing, except tracks, same tracks everywhere, barefoot, human-shaped, but wrong, too long, too narrow, too cold. The tracks felt cold, even hours old, even in sunshine. They radiated cold, like whatever made them was frozen, still frozen. Despite walking, despite living, despite hunting, I went back to the cave, against orders, against common sense, against survival instinct. I needed to know, needed to understand, needed to see. The entrance was open, ice completely gone, warm air flowing out, like fever breath, like infection, like disease. I entered. The cave was empty, bodies gone, circles empty, patterns broken. Everything that had been frozen, everything that had been sleeping, everything that had been waiting was gone, released, free. Hunting on the cave wall, markings, drawings, ancient, showing the ritual, showing the purpose, showing why they were frozen. They weren't victims, they weren't dead, they were prisoners, sealed away by people who knew, who understood, who feared, sealed in ice, because ice stopped them, contained them, kept them dormant, until the thaw, until spring, until release. The drawings showed what they were, not human, not animal, something else, something that hunts warmth, hunts life, hunts body heat. They feed on it, drain it, consume it, leaving frozen corpses, leaving ice sculptures, leaving victims who died of hypothermia, in summer, in sunshine, in impossible conditions. Because these things, these frozen hunters, they take heat, take life, take warmth, and leave only cold, only ice, only death. The disappearances continue, every spring, every year. More victims, more frozen bodies, more unexplained deaths. The things from the cave, the frozen ones, the thaw hunters, they're out there, spreading, multiplying, growing. Each victim becomes one of them. Each death adds to their numbers. Each freeze creates another hunter, another frozen thing, another creature that shouldn't exist, shouldn't live, shouldn't hunt, but does. In mountains, in forests, in shadows, where warmth is rare, where cold dominates, where winter never truly ends, because they bring it with them, carry it, spread it, the eternal cold. the frozen death, the thaw that released them and doomed us all.